everybody, I'm Melissa Joyner and we're here at the Boathouse in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. All this series we're going to be plugging you into the music scene along the Grand Strand. Today we're joined by Angela Vlandis and she's going to be playing one of her songs for you. Make sure you stick around because we're going to have a great chat with Angela after this.
This song is called Falling.
Thank you so much for coming to play for us, Angela.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. You said this is your first interview, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So let's make it weird as we can, right?
Oh,
sure. I'm just kidding. No, but I was telling somebody the other day about you. Your vocal tone is probably one of my favorite for all the singers here. It's just so pure and so warm, and I make jokes all the time about how I wish you could just sing the dictionary to me. So I am curious, what are your influences? Who do you listen to?
My favorite artists are Julian Baker, Lucy Dacus, Phoebe Bridgers. Their songwriting is all like so good. I just aspire to be able to write music like them.
So where are you finding inspiration these days?
Generally speaking, I don't even know where I found inspiration before COVID, to be honest. I feel like my creativity comes in waves and it's like super random. Like one day I can like write 3 songs and be like, wow, I did that, and then I won't write a song for like 6 months. So I don't know.
I think
don't
I
know if
relate more to that than anything else you said today. It's like, let me stay up till 3 in the morning and write a song, and then I won't write for like 3
Yeah.
years. So.
I don't know.
So Angela, how did you get involved in music? I like to say that music chose you, so I will ask it that way. When did music choose you?
So I started playing violin when I was 8, kind of on a whim. I just like decided that I wanted to play violin. I have no idea why. I had never like touched a violin before or anything. I just was like, I'm gonna play that thing.
I picked that one, yeah.
That one is mine, thank you. And then I went to school for it for a semester in college, and I just got burnt out on it.
I can relate to that for sure.
I started playing guitar and piano and singing in middle school, and then when I was in college for violin, I would like go to the practice room and not even touch my violin. I'd sit at the piano and sing, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't be doing that.
That's so relatable, because like I remember sitting in the piano rooms too and just thinking about doing anything other than what I had to do. That's awesome. And so when you started, you said you didn't really get into music until college, and is that when you kind of met Brian and started doing some of the open mic stuff here?
So actually, the first like open mic I ever went to was Fresh Brewed Coffee House open mic, and I started doing that my senior year of high school, and then
cool.
I went to college in Columbia, South Carolina, and then when I came back home, it probably took me like a year or more to start like really playing music anywhere.
If you could play any venue anywhere in the world, where would you want to play? Do you have a dream venue?
I like the atmosphere of like a small venue where everyone's like genuinely listening to what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like generally if you ask someone that, they might say like a huge arena or something, but I feel like I'm more comfortable like playing to like 15 of my friends that want to hear what I have to say, I guess.
That's so interesting, because for some people, you can play in front of thousands of people and that's where you thrive, but you put them in that small environment and they're like, oh goodness, everyone's listening to me. So I feel like that's the songwriter in you too, that really thrives in that environment.
It's definitely more vulnerable and like uncomfortable if you feel like everyone hates what you're doing.
Well, that would be impossible to hate what you're doing, but I totally get what you're saying.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems, I just like that I feel like people care about what I'm singing and not like, I don't know.
That's why I'm just so grateful that songwriting events happen, because, you know, we couldn't do what we do if we didn't have people who genuinely appreciated what we have to say. If I told you tomorrow that I had a gig set up for you and that you could invite anybody to be on the show with you, who would you ask to play with you? It can be a famous person or a friend. Like, what would be your American dream team?
Oh, I would 100% play a show with Boy Genius.
There you go.
That would, actually, I probably would just like die as soon as I met them, so I wouldn't be able to play, but.
Like, I might be dead, but I'll play with
But
Boy
please
Genius.
come.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What is your favorite show that you've played this year?
I don't know. Honestly, I always have a good time playing over at Atlas Tap House with Brian Russler. Those shows are always fun. But I think that more so the show down at local Eat Drink Celebrate, where we did all originals and kind of could talk about them, was a lot of fun, and like you guys were there, so our friends were there listening, and I don't know, that one was, I didn't feel like I had to play songs that people wanted to listen to because I was playing my own songs.
Isn't that the truth? Do you have any advice for anyone who is new to this music scene or any music scene anywhere?
Kind of just gotta put yourself out there, I guess, which is hard for people with anxiety or who are really awkward.
Absolutely. A year from now, you're watching this interview. What would you tell yourself if you could look in the camera and give yourself a little conversation?
Please be less awkward. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got? You know, but that's what I love about your music. It's so authentic and pure, but I feel like that's what everyone gets when they hang out with you. Like, we all think, don't be awkward, but you actually, like, say it. And so even though I don't think you're awkward, I think it's so cool that you just put it in word form. And to be a songwriter, that's all we can ask for every single day, is to be able to speak from a place that's real and hope people resonate with it. And that was like your song today, like, how do you love somebody else when you barely love yourself? Like, every time I hear that line, it just, like, cuts me, and I just love that you shared that. So thank you so much for doing that. And I know you guys are enjoying what you're hearing. Make sure that you hang around, share it with your friends. We're going to have these playing for you every single Friday. It's called The Plug-In, and we're so glad that you guys are here. We'll see you next time.
myself.